Welcome to this presentation, which replaces the Year 11 curriculum evening. The information given will be by Mr Hildrew, myself, Francis Dawes, Elliot Malkin, the Director of Maths, and Dave Grimmett, the Director of English. These are the aims of this presentation.
Hello families, it's Chris Hildrew here, Head Teacher at Churchill Academy Sixth Form, and my aim today is to run through with you the key messages that I've given to students in their Welcome Back Assembly as they've begun Year 11 for 2021 to 2022. So the key message that I presented to our Year 11 students, and this is the most important of years, is that they should start with the end in mind. I talked to them about various ways that they might envisage the end of Year 11. Some of them might be thinking, as we got pictured here, about the last day celebrations when they'll get to sign their shirts and have their last day in school uniform and bid farewell to Year 11 as they look ahead to their next steps. Some of them, of course, will be thinking about the examinations that we fully anticipate will happen at the end of this academic year. A return to exams is promised, and we expect that to go ahead. And we talked about how best to prepare for those examinations. Some of them will be thinking about the Year 11 prom or the ball that they have at the end of the year and the way that they can celebrate that. They might be planning their mode of transportation or their dress or their attire, who they're going to ask to go to the prom with them. We know that for many people, these discussions begin in Year 7 or 8, so we're sure that they are well progressed now that the students are in Year 11. What I said to them is that no matter what they think about the end of Year 11, no matter how they picture the end, we need them to make sure that their approach to any of those events comes with a sense that they have given their very best efforts throughout their time at Churchill, that they're proud of what they've achieved, that they're proud of themselves, and that they know they've put the work in, put the time in to ensure that they've achieved everything that they want to achieve by the time they get to whatever the end looks like in their own minds. I then got them to think about results, and although I picked sort of a physical picture of a results envelope here, we now kind of do results in an online way. But the idea that when you open your results envelope or you log on to find your results online, that you have a sense of pride, a sense of satisfaction, a sense that you did yourself justice in those examinations, and how that only comes if you are able to put the preparation in time. I talked to them about sitting in an exam hall and opening up the paper, seeing the question and thinking, oh yeah, I know what this is, I know how to approach this question. That's the feeling that we want all of our students to have when they approach their examinations, so that they revise properly, they know their stuff, and they're ready to go when they sit down in the exam hall. If they're in that situation, then the likelihood is that the outcomes will be something that they feel justifies their achievements throughout their time at school. For many of them, their destinations will be Churchill Sixth Form, but what I promised them, and I can promise you the same now, is that no matter what their destination is, post Year 11, whether it be to remain with us in the Sixth Form, as the vast majority of students do, or another appropriate destination, we will support every single one of our students with making the best possible choices for themselves post 16. They can have lots of different options open, and we'll provide information to you and to the students later on this term before Christmas about the choices that they have open to them and how they can explore those different opportunities and approach them in the best possible way. Every student will have an interview with a senior member of staff this year where we run through those options and help them to make sure that they're making appropriate choices. And we also have a careers advisor in school who will meet with students to discuss those options and choices that they have ahead of them. I explained to Year 11, and this is kind of crucial message that I wanted to emphasise, that it's going to be very hard work, that it's not easy Year 11. There's a lot to cope with, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and that they're going to need to put in a lot of effort if they're going to achieve their very, very best. But at the same time, I talked to them about the two different types of underachievement that we see at the end of Year 11 in some students. The obvious form is for those students that haven't worked hard enough. And if those students haven't put the effort in, it's likely that they will underachieve. However, what we're also increasingly seeing is a number of students who get so worried and so stressed about their examinations that they end up overworking themselves, pushing themselves too hard, and actually achieve below their potential because they have entered the exam in a state of panic or disarray because they're so worried about what they've got to cope with. So the key message that I gave to students and that I've been speaking to student leaders about over the course of this term already is the importance of balance, that we need them to be working hard enough so they can do their absolute best in the exams, but not so hard that they're going to burn themselves out. And I said to year 11, and I will say to you as well, that we care deeply about them achieving the best possible results at the end of year 11. Those results really matter to us, and of course they matter to them, because good results at the end of year 11 open up all the choices that those students need to go on to whatever next steps are appropriate for them. But more important than their outcomes are their mental and their physical health, and we will do everything we can to ensure they are working as hard as possible whilst remaining physically and mentally healthy. So we want to ensure that they keep up with their extracurricular activities, they continue to go to their sports clubs or their dance or drama classes or their music or whatever it is they do in their spare time. We want them to be able to continue with that and keep their studies in balance with a healthy and balanced lifestyle across the piece. And that's something we'll be monitoring closely and discussing with students throughout the year. Finally, I spoke to the students about being role models, and they've certainly done a good job of that so far, of demonstrating the right way to behave for our younger students, of helping them to understand their way around the school, and of supporting students through their various roles, both within their houses and within their year group as well. So the importance of being a role model is very, very important. But I also talked about them being a role model to one another, monitoring one another's well-being, monitoring one another's workload, and ensuring that they support one another with ensuring that everyone makes the best possible progress in year 11. So those are my conclusions. The slides that you've seen today are the ones are lifted directly out of the assembly that I gave to year 11. I thought it'd be really helpful for you to see those and to hear what I said to the students, so that when you're having conversations with them at home, you can support them by reinforcing the messages that we're giving here in school. So start with the end in mind. Students are going to need to work hard and take responsibility for taking action to ensure that they do the best possible, do as well as they possibly can. They're going to need to work hard, but they're going to need to monitor that progress and make sure they're not either overworking themselves or that they are not underworking, so that they're going to underachieve that way. And finally, the importance of being a role model as a student in year 11 and setting that standard for the rest of the students to aspire towards. So thanks so much for your attention and for attending to this or listening to this virtual presentation. I'm going to hand over to my co-presenters now for the rest of the video.
Hi, my name is Elliot Malkin and I am the Director of Maths at Churchill Academy. Our Year 11 curriculum builds on all of the maths that students have learned in years 7 to 10. We have a few more topics to teach, but after Christmas, the majority of the time in the classroom is given to revision and practising exam technique. As part of this, students sit 3 additional mock papers on top of the paper sat as part of their full mock week. After each paper, we guide students to reflect on their performance, improve on their weaknesses, and perform better on each subsequent paper, right up until the actual exam. Our GCSE exam board is AQA. The final exam consists of 3 90-minute papers, 1 non-calculator paper and then 2 calculator papers. These exams are tiered. Students study for either the higher or foundation tier, depending on where we believe they will achieve the greatest success. After year 10, students should already know which tier they are studying for. Whether or not you feel confident in your own mathematical understanding, you can still make a huge difference in how your child's mathematical confidence and ability develop. Here are some things that you can do at home to help your child succeed in GCSE Maths. Firstly, be positive about maths. Make sure to avoid phrases like, "I can't do maths," or "I hated maths at school." Your child might start to think like that themselves and think that they'll never get better. Instead, praise your child for effort, rather than talent. This shows them that by working hard, they can always improve. Secondly, coach them in good revision techniques. Short, regular practice is better than a longer session once per week. A little bit every day is brilliant. Remind them that the best way to learn maths is to do maths. Working on practice questions and getting their brains working is much more effective than copying out loads of notes. Encourage them to reflect on their mistakes and to ask questions of their teachers about the things that they don't understand. Thirdly, direct them to good revision resources. Hegarty Maths is a fantastic website that enables students to learn independently. Corbett Maths provides quick practice that students can do every day, and Maths Genie provides selections of GCSE questions. More information and links to these resources can be found in our curriculum booklet. To finish off, I want to look to the future. A good way to motivate students to work for their GCSEs is to encourage them to think about what they want to do next, so that they have a goal to work towards. At Churchill Sixth Form, we have 3 options for students who want to study maths. Those are A-level maths, A-level further maths, and core maths, which is a qualification that students take alongside their 3 A-level choices, and which is designed to support the maths that's involved in other subjects like geography, psychology, technology, and the sciences. At the moment, over 2/3 of our sixth formers are studying some form of maths. So good luck this year. As I've said, refer to our curriculum booklet for some more information, and do get in touch if you need anything else. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Grimmett and I'm the Director of English Faculty here at Churchill. Just want to go over some information that you will need and your son and daughter will need over the next year in English. Firstly, students take 2 exams for English language and 2 exams for English literature, 4 in total, and that will lead to 1 qualification for language and 1 qualification for literature. They're taught concurrently by the same teacher, and that teacher is the one that continues on from year 10. Students are taught in mixed ability groups still, with the exception of our 1 support group. Students also will sit a speaking assessment. Many of them did that at the end of year 10, some may do it in year 11, and that doesn't count towards the English language or English literature final grade. Students will simply receive a separate certificate that comments on how they performed in that particular assessment. Our examining board is Educas. We've been with them a number of years, and we have examiners already in the department, which has really helped us get those subtle tips for the different exams students are facing. There is no coursework anymore for English language or literature. The exams contribute to 100% of the qualification students will receive. Our exams for language are fiction, language fiction first of all, so they will face an extract, a made-up extract, and they will have comprehension questions based on that, and then they'll be asked to write a story. And then the language non-fiction, they'll be faced with 2 extracts, again comprehension style questions, and then they'll be set a couple of non-fiction writing tasks such as persuade or advise. With literature, our first exam looks at Romeo and Juliet and in Spectacles or Blood Brothers, whichever your son or daughter studied. And the second exam looks at A Christmas Carol, Anthology and Unseen Poetry. We would recommend looking at buying a support book for some of our literature texts in particular, like Christmas Carol, Romeo and Juliet and Spectacles. It just really helps give that extra little bit of information beyond the classroom. We also give students at the beginning of year 10, they should still have them hopefully, ring-bound workbooks with everything in, loads of revision materials, all our knowledge organisers, past questions, everything that they need to revise from and to work through during the year. So that might be worth just checking in that they've still got that safe. We can get replacements if they're missing. Hopefully that is everything. Thank you.
To find the rest of the curriculum information about other subjects, you will need to go to our website. To find the curriculum booklet for Year 11, you will need to go to the Information tab on the website, select Curriculum from the drop-down menu, and there you will find the curriculum booklet, which has details of topics, issues and approaches covered in each course, which exam board we use, and details of assessments for this year and any recommended revision guides or books. This slide shows you where you can find the information about the curriculum for Year 11 on our website. Here are the key dates for Year 11 for this academic year. They're on the next two slides. I've put them all together so that you can get yourselves organised on your calendars, but also so that you can identify when your child might need a bit of extra support around the mock exams, etc. In January, the Parents' Evening will be through School Cloud, the software that we used last academic year for Parents' Evenings too. I just wanted to highlight with you that the Year 11's last day will be in May on the 27th, and that we're currently planning for the ball to be at the end of the academic year on the 24th of June. There will be a lot more information around all of these events as they unfurl during the year. We do recognise that excellent communication between home and academy is the very best way for us to support your child's academic and pastoral progress. We know that you're good at keeping in touch. Please keep that up. The first point of contact being your child's tutor. You can also contact teachers directly, or your child's head of house, or any of the members of student services that your child is already working with. I need to remind you that it can take up to 48 hours for us to reply, and to request that you don't just turn up to the academy expecting that a member of staff will be able to speak to you there and then. I know this can be frustrating if you have got something that is urgent, but please do call ahead and let us know that you're coming in so that we can prepare and make sure that somebody is available for that meeting. All of our healthcare plans have been updated again, ready for September, and I've popped matron's email address on there in case your child's healthcare needs have changed in any way, or you need a new healthcare plan, not having had one previously. So thank you again for listening to this presentation. If you've got any questions or queries directly related to the curriculum, please do email me at that address. Thank you.